It's that time of year when everyone's garden has more zucchini than they know what to do with. My zucchini roll-up roses are a great mixture of flavors using zucchini, bacon, cheeses, and herbs all in a pretty package. Hi everyone, welcome to today's episode of Let's Celebrate TV. I'm your host, Peter Lee. Today, our celebration is all about zucchini, and we're making my zucchini roll-up roses. Let's get started. It's quite the mouthful. Now, all of my neighbors have victory gardens, and they're all overrun with zucchini, and they keep dropping them off to us. I'm sure you have neighbors like that too. We find them on our front porch, on our back porch, everywhere. So I thought up this really great way to make zucchini. It looks fancy, but it's really pretty easy. The first thing I did was preheated my oven to 350 degrees Fahrenheit or 180 Celsius. Now, zucchini roll-up roses. Let's talk zucchini. I have two types here. Now, it's called zucchini here in the US. and other parts of the world, like the UK, it's called courgettes. I have green and I have a yellow. This is a little different than the zucchini. It's very, very similar, but it's a summer squash and they go really well together. Now I had to slice them into these planks. You're probably wondering how I did that. I will show you. I used my trusty mandolin here. I have this set a little more than 1/16 of an inch. It's around 2 millimeters or so. Now how do you do that? Very carefully, flat side down, and keep your hand flat on top, and you just push carefully and slowly. And you get these uniform slices, just the right thickness. As it gets down a little lower, you will want to use the guard, but when it's this big, you can use your hand flat on top, not like this, flat on top. Now, what if you don't have a mandolin like me? You can do this with a vegetable peeler. But just make sure your peeler is wide enough for your squash. Now, to get the right thickness, you're just going to have to press a little harder to make sure, and then you just pull it through, and you get a plank just like that. All right, now let's get assembling. This is made in layers. I'm going to lay out 5 pieces, alternating between the green and the yellow. It's a very pretty combination, very summery. 2, 3, 4, and 5. Now I have my 5 pieces. We need to add a little flavor to this. I'm going to start with some cream cheese. Now this is 4 ounces or 113 grams, very soft cream cheese. To that, I added generous half teaspoon of store-bought ground Italian spices, and I just mixed it up. I did this probably about a half hour ago or so because I wanted to give it time for those flavors to get into that cream cheese. Now we're going to start by spreading about a teaspoon of this mixture on one of the slices of this zucchini. Very simple, just like that. Doesn't have to be perfect, but it's very easy to spread, as you can see. You don't need a whole lot, but about a teaspoon, kind of a thin, even layer, as best as you can. All right. To that, we're going to add a slice of bacon. I've got some of my favorite bacon here. You might notice streaky bacon. And I'm going to put a slice right on top of here. Now this is a bit long for this size zucchini. You may have a longer one that will take the whole strip. So I'm just going to trim this off a little bit. This is going to be for the cook later. Next, we need to add flavor to the rest of these. So I have a couple ounces of my favorite shredded cheese. You can use your favorite. This is just a sharp cheddar that I shredded up. And I'm just going to put kind of a light sprinkling on each of these slices. Now this is very, very simple so far. I know you can all do this. So you can use whatever cheese you like. You can change the bacon. If you don't care for bacon, you could use prosciutto. You could use smoked salmon. Be delicious. Now we're going to start with this slice of the bacon and we're going to roll it up into a little coil. Pretty simple. Now we're going to take this seam side down to the next slice, and guess what? We're going to roll it. Now we're going to keep doing that to all of these slices, and that's your layers. Pretty simple. All right, one more. And there we have this beautiful rose, but we're not done yet. Probably wondering how I'm going to cook it. I have here a muffin tin. This is non-stick, so I didn't bother spraying it with oil or anything. Plus the bacon, there's going to be enough oil in there, so it shouldn't stick. I'm going to start right here, and you see it just fits in perfectly. Try and get these layers all even in. You don't want a tower sticking up. It's okay if there's a little flappy showing. I'm going to go ahead and do a few more of these. This recipe will make 4 to 6 of these roses depending on the size of your squash. And here we are. I made 6. Look how pretty they are. Now we're not quite done yet. I have here a little bit of oil. This is 2 tablespoons or 30 mils of olive oil, and I added a good hearty teaspoon of dried marjoram and some salt and pepper. I did this earlier as well so that that could all permeate that oil. Now I'm just going to brush the top of these lightly with this oil. It's going to help them cook and brown, and it's going to add a lot of flavor. That marjoram is going to get right down in there and be incredible. Just like that. Simple, simple, simple. This whole process took me only about 10 minutes. Alrighty, now these are going to go into an oven, as I said, 350 degrees, 180 Celsius, for about 20 minutes. So here we go, off to the oven. Alrighty, it's been 20 minutes, and here we are out of the oven. Just a little warm. Look how beautiful these are. Wow. Now I'm going to attempt to take one out on camera for you so that we can taste it. Let's try for this one. How pretty is that? Now, I don't know about you, but my kids didn't like to eat vegetables. I think I could have gotten them to eat this. Look how pretty it is. Plus bacon and cheese. Let's dig in. Now, hopefully the glue will hold this together. If not, if it falls apart, that's okay. It's still going to be delicious. Look at all this ooey gooey. That bacon is cooked. All that cheese is just melted together. So let's have a taste. Wow. That's really good. You get all the sweetness and the flavors from the squash. You know, zucchini is kind of mild, but it all comes together. You get the bacon, the smokiness, and the cheeses just blend it all. And you get a hint of that marjoram from that oil. So it all comes together in this delicious little bite. All right, as always, we will see you on Tuesdays for our regular episodes, Fridays for basic skills or cocktails, and every other Sunday for our live streams. Now I'm going to go finish this and maybe eat a couple more. While I do that, I want you to watch some of these videos over here. So until next time, cheers.